Hi, my name is Angie, and today Neen and I will walk you through the workflow for creating your own VR environment, from modeling to Unity to Spatial I/O. This tutorial aims to facilitate a clear and accessible workflow for creating and sharing VR environments, guiding you from modeling to deployment in Spatial I/O. I'll be covering the first half of the workflow, focusing on setup and basic modeling in Blender. Then Neen will continue with Unity and Spatial I/O. Before we begin, there are three things you need to set up. First, create an account on Spatial I/O. This is required to streamline the process of hosting your Unity project. Simply go to Spatial I/O and create a free account. Next, install Unity Hub, where most of the environment creation will take place. Go to the official Unity website, create an account, and download Unity Hub. Finally, install Blender. You can use any modeling software, but I like to use Blender as it is a free, open-source 3D modeling suite that rivals many industry standard tools. Go to blender.org and download it. Once Unity Hub is installed, open it. My screen may look different from yours as I already had it installed beforehand, but don't worry, I'll walk you through what you need. First, navigate to the Installs tab. Click Install Editor, and make sure you install version 2021.3.21F1, which is required for Spatial. You should see it show up right here, but since I have it already installed, it shows up under Other Versions. During installation, include WebGL build support since Spatial experiences run in the browser. You can verify this under Manage, Add Modules, and scroll down to WebGL build support. You will also need to install the Spatial Creator Toolkit to make your Unity project compatible with Spatial I/O. Neen will walk you through that process in detail later in the video. In this section, I'll walk you through the basic controls in Blender for modeling and preparing assets for Unity. Go ahead and load the default startup file, and let's navigate the workspace. Use your middle mouse button to rotate the view. Hold Shift with the middle mouse button to pan, and scroll to zoom out and in. To transform an object, first left-click on an object in a scene. Press G to move, R to rotate, and S to scale. If you need a more detailed walkthrough of the specific modeling tools available in Blender, please check the description box for recommended video tutorials. Once your model is complete, you can export it. Go to File, Export, FBX. In the export settings, enable any of these options if you only want to export specific geometry. Then, rename your file, then export FBX. Your model is now ready to use in softwares like Unity.
Hi, I'm Neen, and in this section, I'll be going over how to set up the spatial file in Unity. First, we need to download the Spatial Creator Toolkit, which can be downloaded from toolkit.spatial.io. And once that is downloaded, to open it in Unity, first go to Unity Hub, click on Projects tab, go to Add, select Add Project from Disk, and then choose your unzipped folder. It may take a while to load, but once that is opened, you can now import your FBX models. You can do that by either dragging and dropping directly from your files, or you can right-click on Asset, Import New Asset, and then select your .fbx files. Once the file is added, you can drag it from your Asset tab into your project window and move it around. Now we can try to test our scene on Spatial.io, but before that, there may be some errors that you have to fix beforehand. Here, for example, it says that there's no thumbnail camera, and we can just click autofix here, which solves that for you. Now it appears here, and like other objects, you can move it around. And if you try clicking test scene again, there is still another error where we do not yet have an entrance point. And if you hit execute again, that will create it for you, and that's going to be where your avatar appears on Spatial. There is one more error here, which is that the entrance point is not above solid ground, and to fix that, we can add a plane by right-clicking under the Scene tab, go to 3D Object, and select Plane. And now that that's created, you can move or resize and scale it to your liking. Finally, by clicking Test Scene, you should now be able to open this on Spatial.io. You'll be able to move and walk around with your avatar in the scene, and as you can see, the materials here are still blank, so we will be covering how that can be changed in the next section. So here I will be going over how to import furniture and assign textures. We have the reception counter, a .fbx file from earlier, so I will download it and import it into Unity. Once imported, drag it from the Assets panel into the scene. You can rotate the object using the Rotate tool or by manually entering rotation values in the Inspector tab. Next, we'll begin working with materials. First, create a folder named Materials and store all material assets inside it. We can also import new textures. I typically use Polyhaven, which is a reliable resource for high-quality materials. For example, I found a wood texture that works well with the reception desk here, so I'll go ahead and download that. Back in Unity, create a new folder called Textures and place the downloaded image files from the zip folder into it. Then return to the Materials folder, right-click, Create, and then choose Material. You can name the material and assign the appropriate textures to the base map and normal map slots. To apply the material, simply drag it onto the object surface. You can further adjust its appearance by modifying parameters such as color and tiling. For example, here you can see how tiling controls how large or small the texture pattern appears. We can also create lighting effects using materials and assign them to surfaces. Feel free to pause the video here to copy these settings. For instructions on baking lighting, refer to tutorials linked further in the description. Now I have skipped ahead a little bit, and in this next section I will go over how to create spatial seat hotspots. Seat hotspots allow avatars to sit on furniture, and to begin, make sure your furniture assets are properly placed in the scene. And to add a seat hotspot, go to the Objects tab, right-click, go to Spatial, and select Seat Hotspot. Adjust its position and orientation as needed. And repeat this process for all surfaces you want avatars to interact with. And for the sake of time, I'll skip ahead again to when this process is completed, as well as after all objects and materials have been finalized for the hotel lobby. And here is our completed scene. If we click Test Scene one more time, we can preview it in Spatial.io. And this is the final result where you can walk through the space and interact with the different objects with your avatar. Thank you so much.